Hello everyone, welcome to my USA Trending News channel. Basketball fans, if you've been waiting for a defining moment in the B League season, stop what you are doing, because today is the day. It is officially game day and the spotlight is burning brighter than ever on Japan as we prepare for a monumental clash that could dictate the trajectory of the entire season for the Koshi Alphas. But this isn't just another regular season game. This is a battle for survival, a battle for respect, and a battle to prove that the records being shattered are no fluke. At center of the storm is none other than the Filipino pride, the towering presence, our rock in the paint, Caicedo. He is not just showing up, he's taking over. We are talking about a young man who now holds two distinct records in the Japan League this season, dominating the glass and scoring with an efficiency that is terrifying defenses across the league. But today, the challenge elevates. Today, Caicedo isn't just fighting for stats. He is going tower against a wall of NBA caliber talent. The Kozuga Alphas are set to lock horns with the Sendai 89s in a matchup that features former Chicago Bulls muscle and Utah Jazz agility. We're looking at Christian Felicio, Nathan Booth, and Stanton Kidd standing the way off a Kozuga revival. Both teams are hungry. Both teams are desperate to climb out of the bottom of the standings. And both teams know that the playoffs are slowly slipping away unless they make a move right now. Caicedo is coming off a monster 26-point performance. But can he replicate that against three giants of the game? Thesis, the deep dive you've been waiting for. Let's break down the records, the matchups, and the sheer stakes of this Saturday showdown. Let's get straight into the heart of the matter. We have to talk about the context of this game because on paper you might see two teams struggling at the bottom of the standings and think this is a throwaway match. That assumption would be a massive mistake. When you have two teams like Kozuga Alphas and the Sendai 89s both fighting to claw their way up from the basement of the league table, you didn't get a lazy game. You get a dogfight. You get desperation. And in professional basketball, desperation often produces the highest level of intensity we see all year. It is no secret that the road to the playoffs is becoming steeper by the day. The window is narrowing. For the Alphas, this isn't just about getting a win. It is about finding an identity. And right now, that identity is being forged on the broad shoulders of Caicedo. He has become the main center, the focal point, and the undeniable engine of this team. If you look at the recent trajectory, despite the team struggles, Kai has been an absolute revelation. He is evolving before our eyes from a prospect with potential into a dominant force that demands a double team on every single possession. Let's examine the momentum coming into this game. We have to talk about what happened in the last outing against the Akita Northern Japanese. Even though Kozuga didn't walk away with the victory, what we saw from Caicedo was nothing short of spectacular. It was a monster game. We are talking about a season-high level of aggression. He dropped 26 points. He pulled down 11 rebounds. He swatted away 4 blocks. Those aren't just good numbers. Those are franchise player numbers. That is a stat line that says, I am the best player on this floor. However, the tragedy of that performance was that it wasn't enough to secure the win. And that is the narrative we are tracking today. Can Kai's individual brilliance finally translate into a team win? In his post-game interview, Kai was very clear. He didn't dwell on his scoring. He didn't brag about the blocks. He focused on what the team needs to do. He said they need to be ready. Has specifically mentioned that he wants to improve his rebounding even further. That is the mindset of a winner. Heck knows that scoring 26 points is great, but controlling the glass is what wins ugly games against tough opponents like Sai. And speaking of controlling the glass, we need to take a moment to appreciate the history Caicedo is making right now in Japan. We are not just throwing around the word record-breaking for hype. It is a fact Kais currently holds 2 major records in the B League this season. First, let's look at the defensive end on October 12th. In that grueling match against the Ryuk Golden Kings, Caicedo set the league standard for the most offensive rebounds in a single game this season. He grabbed 15 defensive boards. 15. That is 15 times he ended an opponent's possession. That is 15 times he sparked the transition offense. to hold the league record for defensive rebounding in a league ace physical and fast-paced, as Japan's BL is a testament to his positioning, his timing, and his growing physical strength. But he didn't stop there. Hayes also dominating offensively in the paint. On October 23rd, just a few days ago, he set another record. He holds a record for the most two-point field goals made in a single game this season that he drained 12 two-pointers. He wasn't settling for outside shots. He was working inside, using his footwork, using his touch, and finishing over defenders. When you combine those two records, the best defensive rebounder in a single game and the most prolific inside scorer in a single game, you realize that Koshi has a weapon that very few teams can match. However, today that weapon is going to be tested like never before. This is where the analysis gets interesting. It is one thing to put up numbers against standard competition, but today Sotto is walking into a land of giants. The Sendai 89 Airs have constructed a roster that seems almost specifically designed to make life difficult for three of their own, and it is heavy on NBA experience. Let's break down opposition player by player, so you understand the gravity of the challenge Kai is facing in the paint today. First, you have the former Chicago Bulls player Cristiano Felicio. This is not a small man. Felicio is a bruising physical force. If you look at his averages toting Japan, he is a walking double-double machine. He is putting up 11.7 points and 10 rebounds per game. He is also facilitating with 2 assists. Felicio brings that NBA-level physicality. Heck knows how to use his body to move defenders off their spots. Sotto has a height advantage, but Felicio has the bulk. This matchup is going to be a classic war styles. Kai's length and finesse versus Felicio's raw power and ground-bound strength. If Kai wants to improve his rebounding as he promised, he is going to have to box out Felicio every single possession, or is going to be a long night for the Alphas. But Felicio isn't alone. Alongside him in the front court is the 6 feet 9 inches in center Nathan Booth. Booth is another highly operator. He is averaging 11.6 points, 5 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists per game. He also adds a block per game, meaning he offers rim protection. Having to deal with Felicio is hard enough, but having to deal with Booth at the same time, that is a nightmare for defensive rotations. It means Kai cannot just camp in the paint. He has to be aware of where Booth is operating. And if that wasn't enough, we have a talk about the third head of the monster, Stanton Kidd. The former Utah Jazz player is arguably the most dangerous scorer of the bunch, that he is averaging 17 points per game along with 5 rebounds. He is versatile. He's quick, and he has active hands averaging over 1.5 assists and a steal per game. Kidd stretches the floor and attacks from different angles. This means the Kashia defense cannot simply collapse on the interior to help Kai. They have to stay honest on perimeter to check Kidd. So when you look at the Sendai 89s, you see a team that despite their low standing has immense individual talent. You have Felicio, Booth, and Kidd, that is a trio of legitimate professional scorers and rebounders. This is why the pundits are saying this won't be easy. It is not going to be a walk in the park. For Kashika to win, and for them to keep their playoff hopes alive, they need Kaisto to be better than all 3 of them combined in his impact. The tactical key for today's game is going to be work rate. The report on the ground suggests that because Koshigai and Sendai are both at the bottom, the desperation levels are equal. Everyone is fighting for their livelihood. Everyone is fighting for their contracts. The phrase, everyone will definitely make money, implies that the risk value on the floor that these players are playing for their futures. It's going to be a grind. For Kai, the strategy has to be utilizing his mobility. Felicio and Booth are strong, but Kai is fluid. He needs to run the floor. He needs to beat them in transition. We saw in his record-breaking game, where he hit 12 two-pointers, that he is excellent at finding pockets of space. He needs to dot hat again. He cannot get into a wrestling match with Alicio for 40 minutes. That will wear him down. He needs to out-finesse him, outrun him, and out-jump him. Furthermore, the rebounding battle will likely decide the winner. Sotto identified this himself. In a game between 2 struggling teams, shooting percentages often drop due to pressure. That means there will be missed shots. That means there will be rebound opportunities. If Kai can replicate his 15 rebound performance from early this month, Kashika has a fighting chance. If he'll lose Sendai to get second and third chances with scorers like Stan and Kidway on the wing, the game will slip away fast. This is a test of maturity. We have seen Kai put up the numbers in a loss. Now the question is, can he lead? Can he anchor the defense against NBA veterans and drag his team across the finish line? The Kashika Alphas need a savior right now. They need a pillar to lean on. And game after game, Kai Sotto is proving he can be that pillar. But today's a different beast. Today requires perfection. So as we count down the minutes to tip off, remember the milestones at play here. We are watching a player who is currently the league's best offensive rebounder in a single game and the league's best interior scorer in a single game. We are watching him go up against the best competition the league has to offer in terms of offering talent. The game is scheduled for 2 p.m. local time in Japan. For all the fans tuning in from the Philippines, that is 1 o'clock p.m. Standard Time. This is Saturday basketball at its finest. And looking ahead, they do Idle again on Sunday at 1:00 p.m. Philippine time. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. All eyes are on today. Alleys are on the matchup in the paint. Can Kai Sotto stifle the former Bull? Sanha outmaneuver the former Jazzman? Can the Kozuga Alphas finally turn the corner and start their march toward the playoffs? The records have been set. The stats are there. But the only stat that matters today is the one in the win column. It's going to be physical. It's going to be difficult, and it is absolutely unmissable. Stay locked in because if Kai Sotto's recent form is any indication, we are about to witness something special. Let's see if the Kaiju can conquer the giants of Sendai. Enjoy the game. Everyone, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.